Last one, instead of deflecting, go right at him with the knuckles.
Now, a very painful technique for your opponent is to teach him a lesson here. As he kicks out, snap with a back fist to the top of his ankle. Very painful. Quick snapping motion. Very effective technique. Timing is everything. As he moves forward, you take a step back, snap with the knuckles, counter.
Well, this time, defense against roundhouse kick. Use both forearm to deflect and counter with the various hand techniques.
Although it is one of the most powerful Hapkido kicking techniques, the roundhouse kick can be deflected quite easily with the proper timing and sidestepping. Watch as Grandmaster Han steps in and away with his right foot, slapping the kick away with both palms and countering with a back fist to the head. You must begin sidestepping as soon as your opponent initiates his attack. Don't hesitate. Step off with the right, away from the force of the kick, slap, counter. The block will bring the opponent into you as he steps down into the punch.
Well, this time, same deflection, but counter with the double reverse punches.
You are utilizing the same sidestepping and blocking technique, but the counter is two reverse punches. Watch carefully. As you step off, you must remain in a very strong, solid stance to execute the multiple reverse punches. Slap the leg away and down, counter. Again, watch the timing. The roundhouse is such a powerful kick, you must get away from its force.
Well, this time, deflecting same way again, but counter with the rich hands.
Step, slap, and counter. Step away, slap the leg down. Left hand comes around, ridge hand to the jaw.
Well, the same deflection, but counter with elbow.
After blocking the strike, you will counter with the elbow, which is probably the most destructive strike in the martial arts. As you slap away, you must move in close because it's a short-range weapon. Slap the kick away, sidestep, move in with the elbow. Strike across the jaw area. The momentum of the assailant's roundhouse kick brings him right in to the short, devastating elbow strike.
This time, defense against wrist holds. Break it away and counter with the various strikes.
You're breaking the opponent's grip with the open knife hand chop. This in itself is a strike and could possibly break the assailant's wrist if he holds on too tight after you have struck. Follow the breakaway with a strike to the jaw. Strike down into the wrist. Follow with the same hand into the jaw.
This time, defense against wrist holds. When someone hold me wrist, I'm going to corkscrew into his body. Okay? 1, 2.
This introduces you to the first throw in Hapkido. Very painful for your opponent. Watch carefully. First, break the wrist hold, twisting up, completely turning his wrist, and then control him by sitting on the elbow. The power, beauty, and grace of Hapkido in action. Watch closely. Rotate your right hand, breaking against the thumb, loosening his grip. With your left hand, come around, secure the wrist. Continue the motion. He must do the flip or his wrist will break. Control the arm, apply pressure to the elbow. Many repetitions are shown so you can get the feel for the technique. You can't learn this in one viewing. You must watch it over and over. Break the grip, turn. Notice how Grandmaster Han steps in for leverage. All the fine points must be studied to master the throwing techniques. Bring the right arm up, twist, break against the thumb, secure with the left, holding his wrist with both hands, twist, apply the arm lock as he lands.
Next one will be defense against wrist holds. I'm sweeping his kick, and at the same time, push his chin back to throw. 1, 2.
An advantage of Hapkido as a martial art are the many throwing techniques. Psychologically, when you throw your opponent to the ground, he feels humiliated and defeated. Throwing also causes a lot of damage to the assailant. If he doesn't know how to fall properly, he gets hurt, giving you the advantage in a self-defense situation. As he grabs the wrist, Grandmaster Han moves in quickly to the outside, hooks his leg, completes the throw. Okay, watch closely now. He reverses the wrist grab, grabs his opponent. At that point, he applies the palm heel for leverage. He steps in, hooks the opponent's right leg, and pushes down on the face, throwing him. Keep control of your opponent by holding his wrist, even though he's on the ground.
This time, defense against cross hand grab. And I'm going to do deflecting and arm bar.
As your opponent grabs, reverse his grip with a sharp turn of your right hand. Apply your arm bar to the elbow. The pressure on the elbow fully controls your opponent. The pain is excruciating. If your opponent tries to resist, just apply more pressure. Very simple. Now step forward and push down. Keep the elbow point as the pressure point. When practicing with your partner, exercise extreme caution when doing these techniques. They're very lethal. Practice very slowly and quickly with control. Don't hesitate. As soon as he grabs, react. If you wait a second longer, he could punch you or kick you within that period of time. That's how fast techniques are happening in a real self-defense situation.
Well, this time I'm going to use his wrist to twist, throw him away.
Now, as the assailant grabs, it is very important to reverse the grip, controlling him on the ground, applying pressure to the elbow. Come around with your left hand, grabbing under his palm, break the grip, added pressure with your right hand, twist his wrist around. He will go with the flow or be severely injured. Notice how Grandmaster Han steps back to execute the technique. His stance is extremely strong when throwing his opponent. Notice how stable and upright the body is. He doesn't lose his balance or control. He stands over his assailant with great power, and that's the position you want to be in. You do not want to be rolling on the ground with your opponent. You want to control him and be over him.
Well, this time I'm going to lock his arm.
Watch carefully. Grandmaster Han steps forward with his left foot, bringing leverage into the opponent, coming around with his left arm, lifting up on the elbow. Simple, very lethal technique. Creates a tremendous amount of pain in the elbow region of the assailant. Let's take a closer look now. As the assailant grabs, Grandmaster Han reverses the grip, steps in closely, comes around with the left, pushes down with his right hand, lifts up on his left hand, creating pressure on the elbow. So the technique is to push down on the attacker's wrist and push up on his elbow, all at the same time. Once you have your opponent in this position, you can walk him wherever you want to go, like to the police station. This technique will conclude the video on purple belt training. We hope you have enjoyed the series and you are now ready for your next tape. Remember, practice every day.
I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and remember, in order to perfect each technique, you must practice every day. Hapkido techniques are extremely lethal, so you must exercise extreme caution and control when training with your partner. And always remember, your Hapkido skills are never to be misused and are only to be applied in a self-defense situation when there is absolutely no other means of escape. I wish you great success in your training and look forward to seeing you on the next tape. Thank you.